don't know why you have to move it. Unless you're like being ridiculous with your hands, you're not going to knock it over.
Because here's the deal, Lucille. I don't put things that can get knocked over and broken and made messes of in the space where I work, because I know I'm a moron and I'm going to knock it over and make a mess. So I just put that stuff out of the way. I know, y'all, I will lose my keys just like that. Not a problem. I'm going to lose them. So my keys go in the same places all the time. Dresser, nightstand, table, desk. If I put them somewhere else, we're hosed. We're going to be digging for a while. That's why when you know you're a moron, you have to account for that fact in your daily planning and activities.
Or just be like me. I'll lose it anywhere. All right. Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today I'm doing another haul video because this week went to a thrift store after my doctor's appointment, found some stuff. And then we went to the bins again in Asheville, and it was a good day. You know, a lot of bread and butter, but I found some stuff that's on my I'd like to find it list. So it was a good day, and I got to spend my day with my honey and with Janiyah, so that always makes for a good day. Yeah.
We also had, we're going to talk about today, somebody asked about how we do our custom SKU and how that ties into when an item was listed. And so we're going to talk about that, how we know when something was listed and its item number and where we have it in the storage and in our building out here. So stick around. We'll be talking about that and give you a quick overview of that. We've talked about it in the past, but you know, a lot of new people start watching, and it's good to kind of review, because somebody might be like, I don't need that. And then all of a sudden, you know, 2 years later, they are now not 30 items listed, but like closing in on 1,000, and they're getting buried.
Yep.
With how to find stuff and how to track it.
Having a hard time, spending too much time finding stuff if you're not staying organized.
Or they've decided that we have way too much stuff, we need to get rid of it, so we need to know what our old stuff is, and we can't know because we've been doing the end and sell similar. So we'll talk about how we use the custom SKU to manage all of that.
Yep. All right, let me show you some of the stuff that I picked up at the thrift store. They also had a free box. And somebody didn't sort through that free box very good, because I found some nice plush, and I found a bunch of like American Girl minis, you know, some accessories. Haven't quite figured out who this is. Is this one of those La Boo Boo, La Baby, La something or whatever? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. You know, there was some just stuff that are American Girl. I did find the case inside. I paid $1 for it, but it says American Girl on the bottom. But I swear it looks Harry Potter-ish, doesn't it? Maybe American Girl put out something Harry Potter-like. So I found that. I went ahead and grabbed these two Barbies just because they were $1 each. I figured the outfits in and of themselves may be, you know, were worth that. I'll probably just list the two of them together. This one's hair is definitely has issues. So there's that. Look, one was I paid for. One I paid $1 for. The other one was in the free box. But these are the Nuimos Disney. No clue on the value. This one's definitely going to need a bath. Yeah, both of them. So I don't know. I'm hoping, you know, 10, 15 bucks each. I grabbed this only because I think this is the Wishables maybe series. Paid $1 for it, but I think I've got one or two of them listed, and the intention was just to make a lot. Found, see, I thought there was another one. I thought I found two. Yep, I did. These are like my new favorite things to find. They do not sell for a lot, but I just love them. Look, these are the Aurora Pom Pals. So I've got a beaver and a cat. Again, this one was I paid for. This was in the free box. That's why I don't understand why somebody didn't finish sorting them out. But I think, you know, if I've got a dog or another cat, I'd rather have it like that than just, you know, random like this.
I am seeing it. That's a Harry Potter crossover with American Girl.
That is. I hadn't noticed that before. This was in the store. It is Gund and Target. A little blue hippo. It was $1 also, so I just picked it up. I'm not sure. I'm hoping 15 or so for it. I have no clue what show this is to, but it had Disney 100 decades. So I grabbed it. For some reason, I thought I've listed something else that was this, and I may just do a lot. I wonder if this is New Emo also. It doesn't have the right shape, but look, it's got the big old the big old tag. But this is Ratatouille. Don't know. But it was in the free box, and this was in the free box, and it's Harry Potter. Now it makes me wonder. It's not going to go in that box, right? I don't see American Girl anywhere on this. Don't know. So we'll see.
This is Fantasia.
Oh, Fantasia.
And that's probably decades, but it's the 100-year anniversary.
Right. Very cool. And then I found this in the store. It was $2. But look, it's Kamar. I've always done very well with that brand, so not sure how much it's going to be. Again, it says 1983, so I'll definitely get it on Etsy. I'm hoping 15 plus for it. And then I grabbed this. It was $1 also. Transformers, Hasbro. If I've got something else in this, like, it almost kind of looks Funko-ish shape, I'll put them together. And I bought this in there. See, I picked up my 5 plus. This is Moonbeam, Rust Baby, has a rattle. You know, for some reason, I feel like I've had this before and it was a higher dollar. So let's just hope like 25 up, but I don't remember. And then I ran into Goodwill. This was funny. I went to see my acupuncturist and I'm having problems with my foot. And I was hobbling because I have a neuroma, and I had just bought On Clouds and it was not helping at all. So when I walked in, she's like, no, those shoes are bad. You should not be wearing them. She said I needed a 0 drop shoe, which means when I walk, my feet need to be flat. And she told me about Altra. So I had bought my On Clouds at a local store that offers 30-day return, no questions asked. It doesn't matter what the condition was, I could return them within 30 days. So
my question is that the store, or is that an on-cloud guarantee?
I don't know, but these shoes have the same one.
Yeah.
Maybe higher dollar shoes. I don't know. But anyway, so Robert went ahead and grabbed the box and the receipt and met me back in Johnson City, and I bought these shoes, y'all. I love them. They are Ultra, and they're flat, and I've had 0 pain. So if you struggle with problems with your feet, they're expensive, but 0 problems with my feet since. No pain at all. So definitely worth looking into, especially if you've got neuroma. My acupuncturist she said she has bunions, and that's why she's been wearing them for years. No pain. But while I was waiting for Robert to get back to Johnson City, I stopped by the Goodwill also. Found only one thing. Paid up a little bit. I paid $4 for it. But this is one of those like foam head clowns. One of the brands that I like picking up is Poter, P-O-T-E-R. This one I couldn't find any tags, but it definitely looks Poter. It works. The music box does. The head moves. I'm hoping like 25 plus for this, maybe even more, because it's in really nice condition. I just need to snip off some of these strings around the collar. But definitely look up and familiarize yourself with the Poter clowns.
You're supposed to use that.
What?
Was it like Shout or something for string around the collar?
Ring around the collar.
What was that old commercial? My brain just wants to say Bounty, but I know that's the quicker picker upper. What was the Shout, or I can't remember.
I can't remember. Nope.
I'll have to look it up.
All right, and then let me share with you the plush that I found at the Goodwill Outlet in Asheville. This was one of the first things I found. in bins that had already been searched through. I mean, it needs a good cleaning. It has the original tag, Pluto, Walt Disney. I don't know. I'm hoping 20 plus for it. Now, at these bins, it's $1.79 a pound. I forgot to look him up. I'll have Robert look him up. But he definitely looks like a character, but I don't know who. So, and then, look, La Babies. Is this fake? I know there's a lot of fakes out there, but this would be, other than that other thing that I think might be La Boo Boo, this was another thing that I picked up. Don't know. I may just get this washed and give it to Janaya. I think she'd really like that. She likes that anime looking stuff.
I think it's pronounced La Boo Boo.
No. Another Palm Pal, definitely dirty. I think I picked up a couple of them at the bins also.
Let's talk about custom SKUs. So it's not just, it's finding, and not just finding, but managing the inventory. We use that for. Finding, it's just one part of it. Another part is managing how long it's been listed, how much I discount it. Because I mentioned in a recent video, somebody asked, if it's 2 years old and I'm in there giving offers, I'm hitting 50% off. I haven't been doing that during fourth quarter because demand is higher, so I don't feel the need to send out that great of an offer. But Rebel has been doing, tell them what you've been doing with dropping prices.
Yeah, it's in the last 3 months, probably since October. I started, as I'm doing my end and sell similar, all of the old inventory. You know, a lot of it was listed, you know, $14.95, $19.95, $25.95. And if it had been listed for a while, a long time, I just dropped the price to $9.95. Now, a lot of the higher dollar stuff that was like 60s and 70s and 80s, I dropped it to 50. And I think in my most recent what sold, I had a couple of examples of that stuff selling. But as I was lowering the price to the low price for me, I changed the date. So it's kind of messed up our system a little bit, but that was because I didn't want him to go in come January on this old inventory and go ahead and send 50% offers out on it, you know.
Because she's already dropped the price from $30 to $10.
Yeah.
I don't need to be going in and sending a $5 offer on that item. And I would have, because seriously, I just look at the date. 2 years old, boom, 50%. And it doesn't need that because it's been dropped a lot. It needs to sit there for a while at that lower price and get it sold. And that lowering the price has really worked on getting a lot. Oh my goodness.
It has, I've sold so much of my old inventory, especially during fourth quarter. I wished I had been doing it all year. And starting going forward, you know, like every 3 months, I'll know based on the date of my newest stuff, the stuff that's been listed, you know, the last 6 months or something, to start dropping those prices and changing the date. This is my active listings for one basket. It is actually basket 094B.
And you can see that right there.
Yes. And that's, so how we've got this set up is the first 4 digits are a date code. So we put the year and the month. Now you can see like the second one down, it says 2310. It's already at $9.95. So a lot of these are the ones that I'm going to go in and probably do the 30% sell on, because they're already, were at my $9.95 base. And so I didn't want to lower it at this point during fourth quarter. But I will be doing larger either offers or larger sales on that item.
The reason we do 2510 instead of 1025 is that you can order your inventory by this custom SKU,
yes,
the custom label, and if you did it by 1025, this would be 1023. Well, these two are going to sort together because they're in the same month. The 25 is going to come later, but what we want is we want all the stuff listed in 2025 to go together, and all the stuff listed in 2023 to go together, and even 2310 is going to go together. That's why the year comes first. It's very important for us to have that first, so that the year sorts and then the month. Yeah. And we didn't care about the day because it's not that important.
Right. And so like if we could sort this right now by most recently listed, just by clicking on the column header. 5 digits is a numerical code. I started when we started this in 2023, January of 2023, I started at 10,000 because I knew I had over 9,000 items listed. And I wanted to go in and I did an inventory and I numbered all of the old inventory starting at 1. And so now we're like at 25,000 is my current numbers that I'm using. So, you know, that number in and of itself tells me that was probably either listed at the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024. Because I list about 4,000 to 5,000 items a year. And then the last 4 digits tells me where this item is. Oh, no, I have all my shelves numbered. And then each row on a shelf is numbered. And then each basket is alphabetized, A, B, C, depending on how many are on a shelf. So that would be on shelf 09, the 4th shelf level down, basket B. And it's worked amazing. I have not lost one thing, knock on wood. I've not lost one order this year because I couldn't find it.
We've had some tough ones that we've had to go looking for a couple times.
Yeah.
Like she's moved some items around in baskets, and it got a little hairy there for a bit. But it's worked really well. And we have issues sometimes where something will fall out of a basket onto the shelf and then fall down to the shelf below it or something. Or I'll take the basket down to find something and it falls off the top of the basket and onto a shelf below. That's just going to happen. That cannot be prevented through all of the stuff we do. But so far this year, we've been able to find anything that we've been looking for. We're going to show you this item, how we go find this item, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how we do our clothes. Rebel's over here waiting, but if you haven't seen it, here's where we store our stuff. The original room in the shop. The other room is bigger, but that's where we do work too. So it's probably, what, half and half, maybe? This room is smaller, but that one has more space, but we also work over there. So we have workspace over there. But this is the original room that we used out here. And the item we showed you was the basket it was in. And I wanted to show you a lovey because loveys are what made me decide that we really needed inventory numbers. So we're going to pull a pink bear lovey. I don't remember the number.
Nope.
It's not really that important, but go ahead and grab it out and bring it up here. Usually we just pull these out from the basket while it's there on the shelf, or I put it on the floor. But if you dig through here and you're looking for the pink bear lovey,
right, there could be all kinds of
which of the pink things is it in here? You see there's a ton, right?
Yep.
And the baskets are a little lower now than they used to be. They used to be very full. And if you think this is it, here we go. We have a pink bear lovey. Is it the right one? I don't know. Ignore the inventory number. Where's the tag to know which brand it is? And even if the tag is showing, there was one in here like this one. There's the tag, but you can't tell the brand. You have to like dig through here to try to get this flipped over. So that was we got to have numbers on this, especially if we ever want to get to the point that we can travel and have somebody else do the shipping for us. But with the inventory number on there, I just start looking at the pink things and, oh, there's the one I want, 23,449. We pull it and go on.
And this is how we set up the SKU for clothes. It's the same thing, the year and month, and then we have a separate number system for clothes, and they just go sequentially, you know, same as the others, you know. So that's the 983rd item that we ever listed is the one that Robert's got highlighted. And they just go in boxes in numerical order. And then as we sell a bunch, probably every 3 months or so, we shift everything. You know, we move stuff into boxes that are partially empty and make room for the new inventory that's coming in. But they're a whole lot easier also to keep track of because, you know, I'm not got baskets here and there when we're pulling. It's, you know, one after the other, and it's 2 rows of shelves is all we have dedicated to clothes at this point.
This is the other room over here where we have stuff stored. This is the new room, and this is where we store the clothes. Back here we have 2 aisles, this aisle and the one over there to the right, and we store them in boxes like so. They're done numerically. So in this box, we have different ways we're doing it now because we've changed. We were writing them on Post-it notes we would tear off. So this box starts at 4609, and the next one down here starts at 4617. So if I'm pulling 4612, I know it's in there. And if it's something later, it's going to be one of the other ones. And they're just stored sequentially in there. And we know what's in here because at the end of this shelf, I have this handy dandy little sheet of paper that says 3810. So this shelf starts at 3810. Anything before 3810 is in the next row over there. Some of the boxes we've started writing on the end of the box. We just mark it out. And I guess once we fill this up,
we'll flip the box.
We'll flip the box around, or we'll cover it with a piece of paper.
Yep.
The boxes get empty over time, and every 3 months or so, maybe 4, just depends on, you know, when we get time to it. Usually RJ helps me, but we come over here and we think, oh, we can get one more in this box, so we take the first one out of here. Yep, we can get 2. We take 2 out of here and put into here, and then we change the number, the starting number on that one, and we just shuffle everything forward into the boxes. And usually when we do it, we end up with a stack here, but we usually end up with about 40 to 45 boxes that we've emptied and that get either stacked here or put on the shelves until we fill them up with new inventory items. So we hope that helps. If it's clear as the Mississippi River, clear as mud, then let us know. We'll try to answer any additional questions.
But I highly encourage everybody, set up some kind of system that says where your items are, even if you're putting living room closet, something to let you know where your stuff is, and a date code. Unless you're the type that's not doing end and sell similar, use a date code.
If you're not doing end and sell similar, you can tell by the date listed or something.
The date listed, yeah.
It's in there. We used to be able to do that, but once we started doing end and sell similar, we lost that. We lost that bit of data that eBay was holding for us. Janiyah has half a dozen things listed on eBay and on Depop, and she has one of the boxes we store clothes in. She's only doing clothes. I think she has a pair of shoes now she's going to do, but for the clothes, she's just using a Sharpie right now, just writing 1, 2, 3, so that she can go to her box, one box in there under her little vanity that she has, and then when she gets a second box, then we'll just add to it. But it's really easy. I told her start now, because you only got 3 items in there. You know, it'd be easy for her to just go dig it out. But you don't want to start that way. Start the right way, and otherwise you'll get swallowed up by your inventory eventually.
Robert found this at the bins. Unfortunately, it's missing the collar. Still probably going to be $10, $12 for it. Vintage, 101 Dalmatian. Not sure which one it is. I hope this comes clean. But Russ, Nina, it's Russ, Applause, Dakin. I'm still going to tend to pick them up. Maybe not as much bears, but some bears. And not as many rabbits, but some rabbits.
That was Whisk laundry detergent. Takes care of your ring around the collar.
Oh, Whisk. All right. I found 2 of these. I don't know where the second one is, but these are Thai and dated 2001. I bought quite a few Thais. Not sure of the value. You know, I'm hoping 15 plus for it. It'd be nice if it's more. Look how cute. I know, bear. But it's a hand puppet. Got the big old back. In really nice condition. It had a tag. Oh, yeah, here. Not something I was familiar with. Lucy's Toys. Alabama. I'm hoping 25 plus for it.
This fella right here. That's Mr. Munch.
From?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese. Yes. I wonder if it's got a tag up his pant leg. Oh, I feel a tag now. Dang it. But that's good. Hopefully he needs a bath, but hopefully he's worth 15, 20 plus.
I'm seeing listings for 8 to 20.
8 to 20. That works. Definitely a lot of stuff needed a bath. No clue, but it was a lovey. How about that? Hopefully Google Lens will help me. It's got unique enough colors. Look. What? IKEA. Even IKEA at the Asheville bins. Big old bumblebee. Not quite sure value. I'm, bread and butter. Found the second one. So 2 of these. All right. Found the little pony surprises. Same as like the puppy surprises by, I think they're Just Play. This seems to be more contemporary. I just loved this. It's on Cloud. Got that on my brain. Cloud Island. Not sure. It's not really a squeaker or anything, but I tend to pick up most things that are Cloud Island. Some of it is bread and butter, a lot of it, and then some of it is higher dollar stuff. I grabbed this. I have a lot of 3 of the Eric Carle Hungry Caterpillar plush. This one was different. I'm going to grab it. And, somebody, it'd be good for like a preschool class that reads that book, stuff like that, but it's going to be a lot of 4. This one is kids preferred. Look at this jacket. And it was a discard. It was in a discard bin. You always know they're discards because they're closer to the register, and everybody's already picked through it. I don't normally pick up kids' clothes, but look. The Browns. Look, it's official NFL gear. Stall Urban. 18 months. Little boy's jacket. It did have some condition issues. I see some little snags and stuff in the fabric. I don't know. I'm hoping, let's say 15, 20 bucks for it also. I found my first J. McLaughlin shirt. Bought some Talbots. Bought some just different stuff like that. But I picked up a lot of like shirts. Robert just tends to focus so much on pants that I decided I'm going to try to balance it out a little bit with more shirts and sweaters and stuff like that. I just sold a whole lot of Chick-fil-A cow plush, so I just starting a new one. I got these 2. I don't think I have any to go with it, and this just happened to be in the bag. I've got a couple of swimsuits. I will list them. I do not worry about what season we're in. I think both of them were Land's End, and I've done really well in the past with Land's End. So I grabbed that. And then I'm going to end this. Robert had to go meet our mail carrier with our packages. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video with this, and then we'll just do a second video. So you guys will get 2 somewhat short videos on the haul from the Goodwill bins. But I'm probably going to go find another one. I have a few of these still listed. They are the Manhattan Toy babies. I think a lot of times, now see, I'm not seeing it. A lot of times they have like a magnet right here for a pacifier, but this one doesn't. So now it makes me wonder. I'm going to have to look. I'm stripping her. I'm not seeing a tag, so now I'm wondering if it's a different brand. Maybe a knockoff, which that bothers me. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. There it is. Manhattan Toys. One of the little girls' name is Stella. That's the only one I'm remembering. But what I may do is if I've got a boy one, well, this one might actually be a boy. I'll see which one has a different like hair, and then I may just make a lot of 2 and keep following through with my lot stuff that I'm doing right now. They have done very well for me this year. All right, y'all, it's time to get to work. Bye.